Hello guys, welcome back to my channel igama Asanda Rantini, and if you are new here, welcome. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to this channel, and let us get into today's video. So today I want to share with you one of the most important character trait that an attorney or a lawyer, attorney, advocate, legal advisor, whatever it is, needs in this profession. So one of the things that I wouldn't have believed or wouldn't have thought after having watched so many shows of attorneys, especially American shows like Suits, your How to Get Away with Murder, I wouldn't have thought one of the things that are very important for an attorney to have and for an advocate, because I know a few advocates who share the same sentiments. Like Sinako, I'll share a screenshot of what she said, if I can find it. She said lawyers have to, she said in this profession you have to be patient, have to be very, very patient. And I cannot agree more. One of the things that you need to be patient for is the clients. I've shared before that clients' matters are very important to them. They are dear to them. They are sometimes life-threatening, and you are dealing with somebody whose emotions are all over the place, and you have to actually be patient with that. Anyways, yeah, if you are not a patient person, if you are not somebody who is willing to be patient, to persevere, it's always said that attorneys or lawyers in this profession, one of the tests of times, or one of the things that keeps you going, is to have grit. It's to have all the things that are associated with patience. If you don't have that, then you wouldn't survive, because first of all, you have to be patient through the longest test that, especially if you are in my times, I'll put it that, in my times in LLB, we were writing tests almost every Friday, and you had to study almost every day, if not every day, sometimes twice a day, to prepare for a test that's going to count towards your exam. You have to be patient. If you're coming back with marks that are not satisfactory, you had to give yourself this. It's actually, I can do better in the exam. I'm going to be patient with myself. I'm going to be kind to myself, and I'm going to work hard for the exams. And you then endure the longest exam with long cases to read, prepare, and then none of those cases come out in the exam. None of those essays that you prepared come out in the exam, but you had to go on, continue writing exams, continue preparing for the next years that come, because in this profession, you have got to be patient. If you're struggling with patience while in varsity or while even in high school, you're going to have a very, very difficult time in this profession, because you wait for things like, some people wait for articles. I was lucky. I got my articles in January. I started them in February, and I started them in February out of choice. My principal, when interviewing me, was like, when are you willing to start? I was like, can I start next month? She was like, okay, fresh month, perfect. But I could have started the next day if I wanted to. So one of the things that you need in the profession is patience. You'd be patient into the first time actually ever getting to do a matter in court. You won't just wake up and then start going to court. You need to be patient with the counsel. They'll be giving you your certificate of right of appearance, your certificate, your contract being confirmed. You need to be patient with that. And some people say that their firms don't register them for articles, which is very weird. They don't register them for like a month or two as a probation to see if you vibe with our firm or whatever the case might be. Very strange, but it happens, and you need to be patient through that before you even deal with things like clients of dealing with their craziness, dealing with the attention that they want from you, dealing with the exams, everything, because all of those things, like imagine if you are being told that actually you're not going to register your articles, and you decide I am not going to be, and then you wait for another 4 years without getting articles. Imagine if you didn't have that patience, would you actually even be part of the profession? Because you're just tapping into the profession. People say welcome to this profession only when you are now the admitted attorney. Like, I used to get them when I was like, I'm now a CA, but people who are important, people who are in the profession, only started saying welcome to this profession when I was admitted, and that was 8 years later from having done or registered for an LLB. 8 years before you are actually considered to be a part of this noble profession. If you don't have patience, will you ever get that? No. Let's get into some of the notes that I've shared and then the next thing is, I did say that clients are crazy. I think the right word to use is that clients are demanding. Clients are demanding because, as I've shared in my previous video, is that I have flu, so it's just vibes here. I have shared that some of the issues that are faced with them are usually life-threatening or livelihood-threatening. So that person obviously is in a panic mode. That person obviously is in a mode of like, I want my life in order. But you have to actually bring them back to sanity, to center, to say, ma'am or sir, listen, these things take time. Like in issues of a divorce matter, you need to come to that person and remind them that the end goal, yes, is the divorce, but divorce proceedings take time, preparation towards them. Remind them of the issues that are on the line. It takes time. And then if it's an employment matter, remind them of their own goal. If they want to go back to work, or if they want to get a payout or whatever it is, remind them you want to go back to work. So if you are not going to be patient, and you're not going to take any account of this employment relationship that you have, you're going to have a problem. You need to remember that you are now going to have a relationship with these people. So remember that you can't lose your cool. You actually cannot lose your cool. Like, you'd be insulted by a client, you just remind them, I'm just doing my job, I'm just trying to do this and this and this and this. Remind them what's the end goal. If they're saying whatever it is, even tell them, actually, I am recording this. Sometimes they are at a point where you actually just need to maybe withdraw as an attorney if you are in the power to do that, or ask them that. I'll tell them that I will speak to my superior, being my principal, being my manager, being my whatever it is. I will speak to them and address this, but I'm not going to engage in this anymore. You are allowed, obviously, to say, okay, I'm getting out of this engagement. Like, if you are in court with a client and they continue giving you ridiculous instructions that you're like, I can't make this decision, the best thing that you can do is say, I'm not in the position, even put it on record in court. I have many instances where I have things that I'm like, this is not what I'm going to do. But obviously the client is adamant, and I'd be like, okay, I'm not in the position to do this. Or the client or the opponent is like, I want you to continue to. I'm like, I was in a better position at that point because I was a CA most of the time when I was dealing with clients, is to say, okay, this is not my right. I'm acting, yes, in and for my principal, in instruction and for my principal. As I've advised you, look at my video on what exactly is the role of a candidate attorney if you want to understand that. And if you are acting in and for, you only act on their instruction. And if you don't have instructions to execute some things, and you know that actually I know for sure this she wouldn't agree to, just say, I can't reach them. Just say, I can't decide on this. Postpone the matter if it's a matter in court. Postpone the appointment if it's an appointment issue. Just don't make decisions that will come back and bite you, and decisions that, if you were patient, if you were tapped into your character of being patient, your character of being cool, you wouldn't have made. And then you will also need to use this when you get into court and unfortunately the presiding officer that day is just not having it. They're just not in the mood to deal with anyone, and you just get the fire of it. You can't insult presiding officers. That could lead you to going into jail. You can't insult, you can't shout, you can't do that. That could lead you into jail because it could be seen as contempt of court. What do you do when that happens? You just say, okay, as the court pleases, may I be excused if need be, may this matter stand down if need be, or can this matter be postponed, whatever the case might be. Just don't lose your cool and be like, okay, I'm out of here, because if I continue being here, I'll be crazy. Or just cry and you'd be excused because you cry. I'm joking, guys. You can't do that. Maybe I have done it, but you can't do that. I've not done it. That's a story of another day. Maybe I have cried in court, and that's a story of another day. Anyways. So you can't, even if you are getting into a heated argument with your opponent, remember it is a learned friend. It's a colleague and a friend. That's why we are called friends. Once you guys get into a heated argument and it stops being an attack on the matter and becomes an attack on the person, postpone the matter, stand the matter down, get your cool and come back. Because once you do things like that, you might get into contempt, you might actually be reported for ethics, whatever the case might be. So whatever you do, stay cool, stay patient, stay calm. You need that. And then most importantly, money doesn't come immediately. I've shared this so many times. Like I'm working as an attorney for, as I've said in my previous video, it's now the 4th year post qualification. In your minds, when you do this degree, the first thing you think of is, okay, once I finish this degree, c'est pauper. No, money doesn't come immediately. When you're doing articles, it's a stipend, and even the Legal Practice Council calls it a stipend. I saw that notice that they put out. They said 6,000 to 8,000. That's the money you expect. Some are less. Many get paid less because articles are hard to come by, and you need to accept that it's a stipend and I need it to go on, and that's that. You have the end in mind. When you are working, understand that, okay, money is not gonna come immediately, and then have the end goal in mind. Because, okay, I'm doing this maybe to be admitted, I'm doing this maybe to gain the experience of a firm that I'm doing this for, or I'm doing this to put on my CV that I've worked on this project, I've worked in this company, I've done this and that. You need to understand that money will not come immediately. And if you start wanting to not be patient when it comes to money, you're gonna end up doing unethical things that get many attorneys disbarred and paying for them the rest of their lives, and some even in jail. So you have to be patient. You actually have to be patient, because the salary increases. Because even now, job that I'm in, this is an entry-level job. I'm at 4th year working, and this is the entry-level salary that you could ever get in any other profession. In a teacher's profession, this is if you want context of my salary, I'm earning like an entry-level job salary of teacher, social worker, whatever the case might be. And in our heads, attorneys are professions, and we have this mind because the moment I get in, I'm pulling home like maybe 60, 70. If you have that mentality, you are going to struggle and you're not going to be patient, because it is possible if you're going to start stealing people's money, of which that's not what I want. That's not what you want to do. It's unethical, it is a crime, and you would end up in jail, and you would lose all the hard work that you've done throughout, and the strides that you had done in order to get to wherever you are. So you don't want to do that. And so you need to be patient with money. It doesn't come easy, and you need to actually even put it on minds of people around you, like your parents, your partner. Advise them that actually I'm not going to make any money for the next 5-6 years of my getting into the career. And money, like right now, my attorneys are not making money because every profession is not doing well, and obviously the legal profession as well is being hit by those things. So you need to remind yourself, actually, I'm not going to make money for the first 2 years, and maybe 5 years after admission, like I'm going to now, you only start picking up and doing very, very well 5 years post admission. So that's 7 years post getting your qualification, and in my case it would be like 8 years getting qualification. So you need to be patient with that, and I understand that, and I've accepted things like that, that actually I'm going to be patient and I'm going to understand that, and there are going to be setbacks. Sometimes you'll be in a job, like in this entry-level job that I'm at right now. If I want to go back to practice, I'd have to take a salary cut. If I'm going to be employed by somebody else, I'd have to take a no salary if I'm going to be working for myself. So it needs you to be patient when it comes to money, because these things happen, and if you're not going to be patient with that, you're not going to make any strides in your career, and be mindful of that. And then do I have this character? Guys, if there's one thing about me, is I cannot take away the fact that I had the privilege of being employed and getting articles immediately, but the articles that I got are not the same as articles in a big 5 law firm where you take home 32K as a CA. It's not that case. So I in as much as that happened, I was patient. I did my articles for 2 full years, and I was content and was even grateful that actually some people don't have articles and I have them. So because I had the end goal in mind, I'm getting admitted. Thereafter, patience again, tapped into getting into doing a job that, yes, is in-house and it's for a big organization. In the 6 months there, I was very patient, executed all of my mandates with excellence, and to a point where I was like, okay, this is the end goal. I've done it enough, and I can't do it anymore. And I left in good faith, still a great relationship. Should ask him for money actually, because he's my uncle. Anyway, so yeah, in this job that I'm in right now, executing it very well, top performer in the company itself. One of the things that I'm like, whatever it is, top performer in my team. And because, everything that I do, one, I'm patient, and 2, patient goes in the same hand with excellence. And if you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to give yourself that as a professional in this, as a professional in this league, as a practitioner in this profession, you are not going to make it, because there are setbacks, there are hurdles, there is so many things. And also, even if you are now doing well as a professional, money, I need to remind this issue of money. Money doesn't come every month. Even if you are now doing well as a business person in any business, money doesn't come the same every month. It's not stable. Laws change every time, and sometimes some things will come out and you'll be like, oh my God, this is what's happening now, and I need to change my business model. So with that in mind, yes, I am a very patient person. One thing that I always say, I'm a patient and calm person, especially when it comes to my job, because I can tell you where to get off if I want to, but I tap into that character because I understand how important it is for this profession. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that if you are still not sure if you want to be an attorney or an advocate, or actually even do the degree, this video helped you, and do share it, and do comment below if you are a student or planning to be a student, whatever it is. Let me know how everything is going, and look at other videos which could assist you. Good luck, and if you're writing your exams, good luck, and boards, whatever it is, good luck, do your best. You are actually very much worthy to be in this profession. I love you lots, and I'll see you next time.